Although it feels like an excessively long voyage at nearly 3 hours, writer-director Andrew Dominic's film, which is based on the fictional novel by Joyce Carol Oates, maintains top-notch technical integrity throughout. Another paradox is shown by the artistry on exhibit in Blonde, which is captivating and even seductive until it just becomes too much to look at. She was being subjected to a forced abortion. It also seems gratuitous to show a drugged-up Monroe berating President Kennedy while he is on the phone in a hotel room in a long, extreme close-up. Norma's relationship with her mother, Gladys, when she was still a young child, was terrible. The single mother was going through a depressive break. She made frequent mention of Norma's father. How? She was shown the man by pointing to a photograph that was hanging over her child's bed. He would never reveal his name, only that he was a prominent Hollywood figure who resided in Hills and was currently on fire. Gladys attempted to drown her daughter in the bathtub after being refused permission to drive Norma Jean up there during the fire. The cute child was raised in an orphanage after her mother checked herself into a mental health facility. A youngster may experience severe psychological effects as a result of the trauma of abandonment. The film's recurring topic of Monroe's father abandoning only grew worse with the death of her mother. Her transition into Marilyn Monroe was a result of her interactions with her agency and studio boss. Inappropriate images of the agent caressing her legs during a screening are shown in the movie. She also has an auction for a studio head and hopes to locate her father after seeing her mother. She has sexual trauma as a result of the studio director's rape there. The movie refers to Marilyn's friendships with Charlie Jr. and Sidney Chaplin as a throuple. The manager, agent, and studio boss took advantage of Monroe, who experienced a sexual rebirth in this connection. Although the movie makes a hint that she aborted Charlie's child in order to advance her career, she became pregnant with his child. Marilyn and Joe DiMaggio have a complicated relationship. During this time, she is frequently dealing with her father's desertion issues. She receives letters from a man posing as her father, but this could just be a supporter who is familiar with her past. She is thinking about this, so when she hears that a spectacular man wants to meet with her in a hotel room, she figures Daddy will be there. When she arrives, her boyfriend Joe DiMaggio is there to greet her and pop the question. Later, Chaplin Jr. uses explicit private photos of DiMaggio and her to blackmail her. Then Joe D beats her. Marilyn alters because of her relationship with Arthur Miller, as she is acting distant but desires a family. In a relationship where she is respected, Norma Jean could feel inadequate. Sadly, she miscarries, and her marriage dissolves as a result of the trauma of this experience, which can induce anxiety, despair, and PTSD. As a result, she meets John F. Kennedy, who utilizes her as a coping mechanism for his sexual pleasure. Monroe is most likely dealing with co-occurring disorders at this point, which are a combination of mental health issues and substance abuse issues. This would be true if she has the conditions we discussed above, drinks, and takes medication. The movie then makes a reference to her being forced to have an abortion because she might be carrying the future leader of the free world. As the movie comes to a close, Norma Jean is given a parcel. She used to have the exact same plush animal as a child. We last saw it when she discovered one just like it starring the Chaplin brothers in the film. But you also wish the baby dead, she laments with tears in her eyes. Then Monroe takes out a card. When Norma Jean opens it, nothing is inside. There never was a tearful father. Cass is filled in for her. In the final images, our blonde is seen trying to call someone, but as she peers through the white skylight, it appears as though she is ready to pass out. The parent figure can just be seen in the last image cutting through the mist. The conclusion ties together Monroe's difficulties with abandonment, her knowledge that her parents didn't want her, and how both she and Cass, her boyfriend, felt the same way. We can infer that she is dying of drug misuse if she is staring into the white light. The final shot of that father figure does not depict a triumphant reunion with her father, but rather how the problem hung over her life until her passing.